Can this Saramonic microphone compare with a Rode Videomic Pro at just a quarter of the price? Stick around to find out. It's TechWizTime. Hey guys, Jonathan here with TechWizTime, where I create technology tutorials and reviews. In this video I'm going to be looking at the Saramonic SR-M3 shotgun microphone, which is great for any DSLR video vlogger. Now, full disclosure, Saramonic did send me out the shotgun microphone to review. However, the thoughts and opinions are my own. They didn't review this content or anything like that before I put it out there, so this is coming straight from me. And secondly, I am shooting this whole video with the Saramonic SR-M3 without any digital effects or anything like that. There is music in the background, but I will cut that out so you can actually hear the different quality of the different settings. So with that said, the reason that I actually accepted this as a review is because I have looked at the Saramonic products before, and I believe that they do some really good products. So I thought, why not give this one a shot and just see what they're like? And straight off the bat, I have to say that I'm impressed. I've owned the Rode Videomic Pro before, and I did use it for quite some time as a shotgun microphone. However, there got a point where I needed to have a little bit more flexibility with movement and so forth, so I did move to the Rode Videomic Pro kit. And that's what I use in most of my videos. It's a lavalier microphone that's wireless. But for most people starting out, they can't afford the steep price of about $400, even the $200 to $300 for the Videomic Pro. That's quite an expense that if you're just testing this out to see if you can do it or not, it's not something that you want to throw money at. But as they say, audio is the thing that needs to come across as clear and crisp as possible. And if you've got good audio, then people will watch your videos. Mostly. So one of the things that attracted me to this shotgun microphone is the fact that it's only worth about $60. Now, wherever you buy your Rode Videomic Pro from, that's only about a quarter of the price. So the savings alone there has to dictate, well, okay, is it worth it? Is the quality there? Or am I just buying something that's really cheap and is going to sound awful? Well, you've been hearing me so far, so you be the judge. Now, one of the things that impresses me with the SR-M3 is the fact that it has a lot of features on it, and I'm going to show you those now. So on this side here, we've got the power, we've got an activity LED, and also the 0 or the plus 10 dB. Switching over to the other side is where it gets really interesting, because on this side, we've got a headphone output, as well as a second microphone input. Two features that aren't found on many shotgun microphones out there, I have to say. Switching over to the rear, we've got the low cut filter, which basically cuts out any of those hums of air conditioners or electronic equipment, which if I be quiet for a moment, you will be able to hear right here now. So without any music, you can actually hear that hum of my networking equipment here. But if we do a little test now, what I'll do is I'm going to change it so that way the low cut filter is on, and what you'll hear is you'll hear the reduction of bass in my voice, and this is what I don't really like, but it is something that happens with a low cut filter. So let's try it. Okay, so now the low cut filter is in place, and what you'll hear is you'll hear that a lot of the tone and frequency from my voice is actually missing now, which is something that unfortunately with a low cut filter is going to be removed because it removes certain frequencies from the audio file, or the WAV file I should say. So you can hear now that I'm back, you can hear that the bass and the tones are back into my voice, which actually gives you a better sounding audio file for you to use. So that's a really quick rundown of what the microphone is, and so far you've heard from this video what the quality of it is, and like I said, I haven't edited this audio at all. It's basically purely from the camera. It's being fed from the microphone all the way into the input there. So who is this microphone for? Well, it can be for anyone. It can be if you're doing little short presentations or you're quite close to the camera. That's the other thing as well, is that if you're too far away from the microphone, it's going to be harder to pick up the audio. So right now I'm about probably about a foot, maybe a foot and a half away from the microphone itself, so I'm fairly close. The lens that I'm using is a 24mm lens, so most stock DSLR cameras come with an 18-55mm lens, so if you're using it at the 18mm, then you should be fine. You should be able to get close enough to the camera and to the microphone itself. If you're doing it in an interview area, say out and about, it's going to pick up everything around you. Like, it is quite directional, but because of the way that sound works out in the wild, it can be very erratic, and the sound is basically going to be picked up from multiple angles. So like I said, this microphone in particular is going to be great for someone who's sitting quite close to the camera, a vlogger, or someone talking about things that are quite close to the camera. That should be fine, and it should be a really easy thing for most people to use. Now, the other thing that you can do as well is that what I used to do with my Rode Videomic Pro is I used to actually have it on a boom pole. So what would happen is that I'd get it quite close to me, just out of frame about here, so you couldn't see it. And like literally that is probably about less than a foot away from me. So I can have the camera a little bit back as long as it's not in frame, and the audio can be quite close. All you need is an extension cable to go from the 3.5mm jack all the way into your camera. So the big question is it worth the $60 that you're gonna pay for this? And I've got to say yes. It's a quarter of the price of the Rode Videomic Pro, and to be honest, it's worth it. It sounds good. It's not as crisp as the Rode Videomic Pro, but it's $60. So if you've only got a small amount of money and you want a better audio quality than the one that's in the camera itself, then I'd go for it. If you are interested in the Saramonic SR-M3 microphone, then I have left a link down in the description below. Are you considering changing your audio to be a little bit better quality and you want to know a little bit more about this microphone? Then leave me a comment down below. Consider subscribing to the TechWizTime channel if you love all things technology. Already a subscriber? Then click on the bell icon down there to make sure you get notified of my new videos. Like and share this video if you did, and as always, imagine, learn, create.